buddy. Today we're taking a look at Star Control. Now, some people said that this game isn't very good. Some people say they like it. From what I understand, most of the fan base say they don't like it, but I'll take a look at it. Alright. Start a new game. Melee. Load a game. Credits. Exit. Or quit. Start a new game.
At the end of the Hierarchy War, you sacrificed your priceless precursor vessel to demolish the enemy battle platform, the Sumatra. You escaped in a tiny pod ship, hoping to outrun the cataclysmic energies unleashed in the final explosion. But the massive energies unleashed in the cataclysmic maelstrom ripped a hole in time and pulled your escape pod into the near future. You witnessed a great battle at the galactic core. A vast armada of the galaxy's great sentient races stood poised against an unknown enemy as reality itself hovered on the brink of interdimensional collapse. You lost consciousness as you watched the sentient races die, screaming, their life energies sucked into the void. Your escape pod then hurtled back through time and space to your home quadrant. Back home, your allies celebrated your victory as reality continued to deteriorate. Suddenly, hyperspace travel stopped working. The only form of interstellar travel left was your newly built precursor vessel. You hastily formed a union between your old allies and the defeated Hierarchy. Explorer groups warped toward the galactic core in search of a cure for a dying galaxy.
Whoa. It's going fast. Let's see. I should probably say that I'm on a limited time window, so I'm not going to do a full playthrough of this game. I'm just going to... There we go. Nope. Just want to show you what Star Control 3 looks like.
Hiya, Captain. Boy, are we glad to see you. Any problems getting here?
You don't look so
We were starting to get a little worried. After all, we're stuck here on an unfamiliar planet, in an unknown quadrant, and can't even fly out of this system without you. You are our last, best, and only hope of survival. And not just our survival, but also the survival of all the starfaring races, especially now that hyperspace travel no longer works, and your precursor vessel is the only ship capable of interstellar flight. But don't let that pressure you. We have faith in your leadership. The first thing we need to do is find the other League races. They've been scattered all over the nearby systems by your precursor vessel's warp bubble transport. How can we help? The Earthling cruiser was built primarily for exploration, and not as a pitiless weapon of war. But we hold up pretty well in combat. We're not the fastest, but we are maneuverable. We have a short-range point defense laser, but that's best for incoming attackers. The main weapon is a long-range homing missile. The best tactic is to keep the enemy at bay and pound them with nukes from a distance. Our main mission is to restore the structural integrity of the space-time continuum and restore galactic hyperspace travel. When hyperspace travel stopped working throughout the galaxy, we were afraid that sentient beings would be forever cut off from one another, doomed to never fly to another star. Ironically, the catastrophe happened not long after you beat the Urquan by destroying their ability to make war. When you destroyed their horrific precursor battleship, the Sumatra, we were safe in the galaxy. But even if you hadn't, the Urquan would have been crippled in space. Before the loss of hyperspace, you had returned to the precursor planet Unzervalt, where you were born. You were lucky to have been born there. Earth was suffering under the tender mercies of the Urquan at the time. Your parents didn't know it at the time, but being part of a crew that crash-landed on Unzervault was the best thing they could have done for you. You grew up among abundant precursor artifacts and developed an affinity for advanced technology. You built a precursor ship, and the rest is history. You kicked Urquan butt all over the quadrant. Because you sacrificed your precursor vessel to stop the Sumatra, you returned to Unzervault to try to build a second one. You were stranded there when hyperspace travel collapsed. You were stranded on the primitive world of Unzervault for a second time. All the Allied races were sure they were stranded forever. We cursed our unworking ships that could not take us beyond our solar systems. And then you showed up. You had not only been able to build a new precursor vessel, but you found a way to circumvent the collapse of hyperspace. Your new vessel did not rely on hyperspace, but used a hot new precursor technology you discovered, the warp bubble transport. Most people had never even seen a precursor vessel. You had piloted two. I'd be lying if I said no. Anyway, you rallied the Allied races to work together to seek the cause of the destruction. You even enlisted the repentant members of the defeated Urquan hierarchy into your newly minted League of Sentient Races. You described a strange experience you had after you destroyed the Sumatra, in which you traveled through a rift in time and glimpsed the future destruction of all sentient life. Candidly, many sentients thought that your vision was the product of delusions. After all, you were comatose when we finally picked up your escape pod. But you had the only means of interstellar transport, and the sentient races would have accepted a lot more eccentricity to get some mobility again. Sure thing. Anyway, you explained to all the races that the only way to repair the damage to the space-time continuum and stop the loss of sentient life is to uncover the secrets of the precursors. Since the mysterious rainbow worlds point coreward, and since many precursor artifacts seem to lie in that direction, we came to the galactic core. Your precursor vessel's warp bubble transport carried ships from each League race and scattered them to different systems in this region of the Kasari Quadrant. Now, all you have to do is find each race and establish contact with them. We need to pick up stocks of cryogenically suspended colonists from each League race and establish their colonies on Kasari planets. The colonists are in suspended animation, ready to be thawed out as we gain the resources to properly put them to work colonizing and searching for precursor lore. All of us pledge to be loyal to the League, and to give our lives if necessary, in order to restore the integrity of the fabric of space. Talk to you soon, Captain.
I don't know why, I don't seem that impressed.
DAC-TAC-LAC-TAC 5576 squared. DAC-TAC-LAC-TAC 888 warning. Utilization to the 356th power divided by warning. DAC-TAC-LAC-TAC warning. DAC-TAC-LAC-TAC 5299 and 58X. DAC-TAC-LAC-TAC warning. 321B avowal. DAC-TAC-LAC-TAC. Inversion 982 torque. DAC-TAC-LAC-TAC.
Here we go.